The Hidden Way of the Forest, Part 3, The Inner Kingdom. Weeks passed in the forest. Veleslev awoke each dawn to the murmur of leaves and the quiet rhythm of unseen streams. He moved through the woods as though he were part of them, yet each step carried a new awareness. Every bird song, every ripple in the water, every shadow became a mirror. Morana guided him to a grove of ancient oaks, their roots twisted like the veins of the earth. Here, she said, is the place where you will begin to see the teacher not as a guide, but as presence. He is not above you, nor outside you. He is the pulse of perception itself. Veleslev sat cross-legged, the scroll laid before him. He recited a saying, letting it echo in the clearing. The teacher said, when you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside, and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, when you make the male and the female into a single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female female, then you will enter the kingdom. At first, the words confused him. How could opposites be one? How could all dualities collapse? Morana placed a hand on his shoulder. Look within, she whispered. Observe your own thoughts. Notice the desire, the fear, the attachment. See how they separate you from truth. The teacher speaks of unity, not of the world as it appears, but as it is perceived by one who awakens. Veleslev closed his eyes. He felt the pulse of his own breath, the beat of his heart, the rhythm of the forest. Slowly, a strange warmth spread in his chest. He sensed the walls of his mind dissolving, male and female, inside and outside, life and death. All were threads in the same tapestry. That night, he had a vision. He wandered through the forest, but the trees were immense, infinite, stretching beyond the stars. Spirits danced between the branches. Rusalka and Leshy, Vodiano and forest fire sprites. They bowed not in reverence, but in recognition. Why do you fear us? The Leshy asked. Why do you seek elsewhere what is already within? The Rusalka sang. Veleslev understood. The spirits were not tests nor obstacles, nor reflections of his own consciousness. Each interaction mirrored a saying of the teacher. To see the forest truly, he must first see himself truly. The teacher said, the kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it. He realized the meaning. The kingdom was never far. It was the perception of life undivided, the awakening to the hidden essence beneath appearances. When he had sought it in temples, scrolls, or distant heavens, he'd only seen the shadow. Now, in the living forest, he saw the teacher everywhere. In the sway of the trees, the shimmer of water, the spark of life in every creature. Days passed in this way. Veleslev learned to move silently, to observe without judgment, to act without attachment. When he lifted a stone from the river, he felt the teacher in its weight. When he split a branch from an oak, he felt the teacher in the grain of the wood. Each ordinary act became sacred, each breath a doorway. Morana watched silently. You have glimpsed the inner kingdom, she said. But seeing is not enough. You must live it, breathe it, act from it. The teacher's words are alive. They must move through you, not just sit on your lips. Veleslev pondered her words. He returned to the village, but not as the boy who had wandered into the forest. He moved with calm awareness, noticing the suffering, joy, and attachments of others. He offered help without expectation, listened without judgment, and spoke only when the heart stirred him. Slowly, villagers noticed a quiet light in him, a presence, not a preacher, not a teacher, but a living example of awakening. One evening, by the river, he reflected on a saying from the scroll. The teacher said, he who has come to know the world has discovered a corpse, and he who has discovered a corpse is worthy of life. Veleslev understood fully now. The corpse was the illusion of separateness, the attachment to fear, desire, and ego-discovering. It was not morbid. It was liberating in recognizing the death of